Do you know the saying, all heroes don't wear capes? When you think of someone or something being saved in an amazing, dangerous feat,
Woo!
you may begin to think of superheroes and all of their astonishing capabilities. But the truth is, all heroes don't wear capes.
Ever.
You are about to see how 12 amazingly brave people saved animals' lives. Welcome to another episode of Forever Green.
Yep, just tired.
We are going to show you 12 amazing people
Oh, well done.
who went out of their own selfish way
Go!
and diligently placed the safety of animals above their own. 12. Afsar Khan, who lives on the banks of the Swat River in Bahrain, came out of his house to pray one day, and that's when he saw a wheelbarrow floating away. It belonged to a resident, and Officer Khan decided to step in and assist him with the recovery and save the man's wheelbarrow. After saving the wheelbarrow for the gentleman, his eyes were drawn over to a little pup in distress. Without hesitation, Officer Khan took it upon himself to jump in danger's way to bring the dog over to safety. Now how's that for serving and protecting? 11. Now, how about this story of a dog guardian getting up close and personal with nature to protect her dog? When Nettie Blanco of Highlands Park, Colorado saw a coyote enter her yard and attack her small dog Sammy,
So I saw this big coyote jump over the fence.
she leaped into action, hopping a fence and punching the coyote square in the face. Now how's that for a challenge? Nothing seems to get in the way of an amazing person and their dog.
I hit him with this, and it's sore.
He looked at me, stunned, and then ran over the fence. She said in an interview with CBS Denver, "If you live in an area with coyotes, don't put yourself in the position of needing to fight one off. Always supervise your pets when they go outside. Or you may find yourself in a boxing match with a coyote. These are the options you're left with." 10. Let's just imagine if you were just walking along your way after some errands and see a sheep in distress. What would you do? Well, in that split second it took for you to think that, these young men witnessed a sheep drowning in some heavy water and quickly jumped into action. When their first attempts to reach the animal failed, one of the young men grabbed his buddy's hand and jumped into the water. They managed to grab a hold of the sheep and pull it to safety. Needless to say, that sheep's day went from bad to pretty good. 9. It must be something about the love for man's best friend. It's almost as if it's inherited in our genes. This child witnessed a dog running into a high traffic area. Instead of waiting for an adult, the little boy ran to his scared dog, who was hit by a car and had become paralyzed with fear. He proceeded to use all of his strength to pick the dog up and then played a game of real-life Frogger as he dodged speeding vehicles to bring them both to safety. Bravery comes in all shapes, forms, sizes, and in this example, age. 8. Now, our childhood has made a special place in our lives for baby deer. We hold them with high regard, and well, who can't? They are just so amazingly cute. This baby deer was facing certain death before this brave, selfless man jumped into raging flood waters to save the wild animal. Don't worry, despite the appearance of this photo, the man survived, but had to hold his breath for a while as they swam to dry land. Deer can be a nuisance, and they really don't care if your headlights are totally visible, but baby animals deserve a chance to grow into adulthood. After that, then, well, you know. We believe it goes without saying. 7. It's obvious that saving this dog was a struggle for this small child. Despite wading through muddy floodwaters, they managed to save this wet and scared dog from a watery grave. You don't have to be a heroic adult to help animals. You just need to have a big heart and the adrenaline to get through some pretty scary situations. Imagine being in this situation and having to second guess yourself. Now this again is a wonderful feat that this young lad accomplished, but imagine if this was a pig that he was carrying over his head. Yes, a pig. What? Seems unlikely? Well then our next amazing person will shock you. 6. These men from the village of Voshgova were cruising around on a rescue boat following a flood when they ran into a pig on a roof. This is not where you want to see your pigs. Most of the time, if you hear of a pig being anywhere, it's more likely to be found in a blanket or out befriending a bear in a red shirt that surprisingly loves honey. Huh? Not that right kind of pig? Well, let's get back to the story. After noticing the pig on the roof, the men quickly positioned their boat and climbed onto the roof of a person's home to save the animal. After quite a bit of struggling, they were able to corral the pig and deliver it to safety. Aside from their bravery, this is probably one of the strangest animal rescues we have witnessed. 5. Here's the thing. You could save a dog from a highway, a sheep from crazy rushing waters, and even find yourself playing fireman when getting a pig off of a house. But place yourself in this brave man's position, and you'll probably consider the latter to be easy street. The animal control team in Alligator Point, Florida, attempted to sedate a black bear that was roaming through a residential area. The bear, under the effects of the drugs, roamed into the bay and started to drown. This brave man refused to let the 400-pound bear drown and jumped into the water, grabbed a hold of the animal, and swam it to safety. Saving a bear is more than a popular topic at your local party. It pretty much is the party. Just imagine talking with your friends and being able to casually drop, "Yeah, I remember the time I saved a grizzly bear from drowning," all in a day's work. Let's see if you are as brave as your fellow amazing people seen here on Forever Green. When asked, what would you do if you saw a cat stuck in a tree? What would you do? What were people more likely to say? A. Call the fire department. B. Ask a neighbor for help. C. Climb up the tree and grab it. D. Call for help from your local friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. E. Do nothing. The answer that most people picked was C. Would you find yourself doing that? Or did you find yourself in the do nothing section? It's okay if you did, no judgment here. 4. It's time for today's subscriber pick. This subscriber pick was sent in by Jermaine McNeese. If you come across some amazing people or stories and you want to share it with us for a chance to be featured in our next subscribers pick, shoot us an email. Now, given the previous amazing people saving animals, this falls right in line with our list. What is it about canines putting themselves in harm's way? We don't know either, but this amazing person was just out on open waters when he witnessed an incredible sight. A dog was stranded on a piece of ice that had broken away. The fisherman quickly changed into their survival gear and jumped into the freezing water to save his new four-legged friend. Both man and dog were eventually aboard the fisherman's boat, and they lived to tell about their story. 3. Firefighters are commonly accustomed to being the savior of little kitties in trees, right? Well, not in this case. Firefighter Ray Spellmeyer rushed into a building fire and pulled out a poodle named Joseph. The carnage and wreckage of the blaze of fire and falling debris would have the bravest of men halt in place, but not these guys. A quick look at the complete carnage of the scene highlights the bravery of the firefighters who rushed into the blaze. Joseph doesn't look great in this photo, but he has gone on to live a healthy and happy life, thanks fully to his brave human rescuers. This hot dog is gonna have some pretty spicy memories. If you really want to see something, stay tuned for number 1. 2. Talking about a chain of command, how about a chain of awesome and brave individuals? This dog fell into the waterway at a dam and was close to death. And what this group of people did after will astonish you. A group of good Samaritans spotted the dog and formed a human chain. One of the brave people fought against a current to grab the dog and deliver it to safety. Humans really can be amazing creatures in their own right. 2. A baby dolphin washed up on shore and this guy rushed to the dolphin's side. The dolphin had somehow separated from its pod and washed onto shore at a remote beach near Sleaford in Australia. The other dolphins remained in the gentle surf, seemingly concerned about the newborn. The creature was small enough that the man was able to pick it up and return the baby to the ocean. It doesn't take a lot to be a good Samaritan for animals. You just have to act quickly and then move on. Hopefully more people follow in this man's footsteps after seeing this story. 1 more. Personal pick for number 1, or basically 12. Now, for the most amazing feat of them all. But this time, we are turning the tables. This one is featuring the amazing feat of the animal towards people. In June 2005, a 12-year-old girl was snatched by 4 men in rural southwest Ethiopia as she made her way home from school. A week after the kidnapping, her captors were attempting to move her, with police in hot pursuit, when 3 lions chased the men off. The lions remained with the terrified girl until police officers arrived to escort her to safety. She told them that although she had been beaten by her kidnappers, who it is believed had been attempting to sell her into a forced marriage. The lions had not touched her. Sergeant Wanmu Wendodge said, "They stood guard until we found her, and then they just left her like a gift and went back into the forest. Everyone thinks this is some kind of miracle because normally the lions would attack people." An Ethiopian wildlife expert claimed that the lions may have spared the girl because her cries had sounded like the mewing of a cub. And that's all for the 12 amazing people who saved animals' lives. Did the last one totally surprise you? What would you have done in that situation? I know that I pretty much never want to experience that. Do you have an incredible story of a time where you risked it all to save your fellow animal? Tell us in the comments. If this video brought you to your knees in amazement, then you should definitely check out our video on the animals who saved people's lives. Stay amazing out there, everyone.